Hey and namaste. I'm Zay with Xude Yoga, and this week we're going to be doing a flow for childhood traumas, working on getting all the nasty stale energy out of the hips and away from the body. So let's get into the flow. We are going to start off on our knees, sitting on the back of the heels, feeling the body, becoming in tune with the body, maybe even putting the hands to heart center. Breathing here, taking deep inhales through the nose, exhaling out of the mouth, inhaling through the nose. Exhaling out of the mouth, letting it all go. Inhaling, expanding the stomach outward. Exhale, cleaning house. Doing this a few times on your own. Letting spirit guide the breath. From here, inhaling, sanding the hands above the shoulders, interlacing the fingers, keeping the pointer fingers pointed, tucking the elbows near the ears, and drawing the shoulders down and back, making sure that the hips are forward. Here you have a straight spine, opening up the lungs, allowing energy to freely flow in and out of the bodies. Inhale, extend upward. Exhale, drop the crown back, bringing the arms with it, keeping the hips in place, stretching the back of the neck. Breathing here for a few more breaths. Sending the hands back even more. Exhale, tucking the chin into the chest, bringing the crown and the third eye towards the earth. Maybe rocking back and forth on the knees. You can sway. You can do whatever feels good to you. I like to mention during every practice that I'm just your guide. This is your flow. This is your practice. Let spirit guide you. From here, let's take our hands and walk them to the side, bringing the left hand and then the right hand to meet the left, coming into a twist, bending the elbows, maybe even tucking the chin into the chest, breathing through the right side of the bodies. Still breathing through the stomach, filling in the space between the stomach and the thighs. A couple more breaths here on your own. Creating your own temple with the breath. One last inhale. Exhale. Inhale, walking the hands forward. Swaying. Bringing out any tension in the lower spine and the shoulders and the neck. From here, doing the same thing on the other side, walking the right hand to the side of you. Your left hand meets. Bending the elbows and sending the chin to the chest. Breathing through the left side of the body this time. Exhale, twisting even more, pressing into the hands. Relaxing the bodies, loosening the jaw, loosening the tongue. A couple more breaths here on your own, twisting even more. Now coming back into a neutral spine, swaying one last time. Moving however you are needing to, however your body is telling you to move. From here, rolling the body back up until you are sitting on the back of your heels in a neutral spine. From here, we're going to bring our knees out as far as they can go. Bring the ankles in alignment with the knees, coming into a frog. Now here, instead of coming onto our elbows, we're just gonna come onto our hands, making sure that they're underneath the shoulders. Everything is in alignment. The knees are in alignment with the ankles, and the ankles in alignment with the toes. And from here, inhaling, drawing the crown back, the hips come back as well, arching the back, pressing into the hands, sending the hips towards the back of your mat. Releasing any type of tension you're feeling, any type of trauma you're feeling in the hips, allowing any emotion to come up. Acknowledge what you're feeling and letting it all go. Now, as you inhale, tucking the hips forward, the chin comes to the chest very gently. Feeling the hips open and breathing here. Cleansing the root, cleansing the thyroid gland. Inhale, drawing the crown back, arching the back, pressing into the hands, sending the hips back. Exhale, hips tuck forward, chin tucks into the chest. Moving through this at your own pace, moving with your breath. Doing this a few times on your own. Pressing the fingertips into the earth. As you inhale, drawing the shoulders back with the hips. A couple more, you got this. Release all that's not necessary for you, all that is not yours. Most of your traumas are not yours. Inhale one last time, drawing the crown up, pushing into the hands, opening the hips. And release. Hips come forward, chin comes into the chest. Gently coming back up into a neutral spine. Bringing the toes together, keeping the knees out. From here, let's bring the knees in a tad bit. Sitting in between the feet, I like to place my hands behind me for support, and we're gonna rotate the hips in circles. Maybe even moving out the shoulders. Just flow. This practice is not perfect. None of us are perfect. Yoga is imperfect. Yoga is about feeling. How are you feeling in this moment? What is your intention? From here, rotating in the other direction. Massaging the hip flexors, massaging the center of the thighs. Awakening this Kundalini energy. Acknowledging anything that comes up for you and letting it go. From here, we're going to stand on the knees, keeping the feet and the knees where they are. Sending the hands to the back of the heels. The hips come forward, the crown drops back, and from here coming into a modified camel. Breathing through the hips, extending forward as you drop the crown back. Opening up the heart and the throat, opening the root. For a couple more breaths. Exhale, bringing the chin into the chest. Ooh, sitting down, gently bringing the knees together. Keyword gently. And from here, folding over the thighs and beginning to rock and sway from left to right. Massaging the top of the thighs. Maybe even moving the crown from left to right. Moving the shoulders. Creating a serpent movement with the spine. Tucking the chin into the chest and rolling the body up. From here, let's get onto our backs, lying flat. From here, allowing the palms to face the edges of the sky, the toes drop outward, just really relaxing the body here. Not forcing your body, just being, breathing, acknowledging self, acknowledging your powerful energy, and knowing you will be okay. From here, let's tuck the knees in to the chest. Pulling on the knees, the toes face towards the sky, creating a flat spine by sending the hips into the earth, the shoulders, cleansing the digestive system, breathing through the stomach, filling in the gap between the thighs and the stomach. Each exhale, pulling even more. Cleansing with each breath. Exhale, lowering the left leg, keeping the right knee tucked in to the chest. From here, we're gonna bring the right knee towards the right armpit and holding here. Each exhale, pulling the knee closer towards the body. Keeping the toes flexed. And from here, moving the knee towards the left side of your mat. Still pulling, feeling the stretch on the outside of the hip now. Breathing through the space of discomfort. And then now moving from left to right. At your own pace, with your own breath. As I mentioned before, this is your practice. Doing this a few more times from left to right, being very gentle, keeping the knee tucked. Couple more breaths. And from here, lowering the right leg to meet the left. And resting here, allowing the feet to turn outward, the hands face the sky. Breathing, being in the body, being present with self and with the world around you. Letting go of anything that's holding you back. Letting it all go on this mat. From here, we're going to do the same thing on the left side, tucking the left knee into the chest. Keeping the toes flexed. And from here, bringing the left knee towards the left armpit. Keeping both shoulders on the earth. Keeping both hips parallel with the shoulders. Breathing here. Exhale. Like we did on the other side, moving the knee from right to left. Working on hip mobility. Working on releasing all of the energy in the space that is not needed for you. Knowing how to flow on your own. Continuing to flow with the breath. Each movement of the body will follow the breath. The breath is your guide. Couple more breaths. Wow. Exhale, sending the left leg out in front. I'm just relaxing here. Breathing through the stomach, acknowledging how grounded you are on this earth, acknowledging your existence. Remaining here as long as you need to. Any pose during this practice you can remain in as long as you need to. This is your flow. Now, readjust however necessary. I'm going to scoot up because I don't have as much space. Now we're going to tuck the heels in as if we're about to come into a bridge. From here, lifting the hips up, moving the shoulders forward. Now we're going to come into a shoulder stand. There are many ways of doing a shoulder stand. You can support your hips by lifting and sending one leg up to see how that feels. You can bring the hands out in front of you. It just depends on where you're at in your practice. From here, we're going to do a supported shoulder stand. From here, sending the right leg to meet the left, walking the hands up the back, tucking the chin into the chest, bringing the elbows parallel with each other. And now we're here. You can even bend the knees and start bringing the knees behind you. Or if you have space, straightening out the legs. Making sure not to move the neck. You can bring the hands out in front of you while you're here. Breathing through the whole spine. When it comes to shoulder stands, I love to play here. I love to play. You can bring the feet up, moving them around. You can come into a nice split. You can even bring the feet together. Just doing what feels good to you. Staying here as long as you need to. From here, gently rolling the spine down your mat from the top of the neck all the way down to the base of the spine. Rocking the body up. Oh, let me readjust. That wasn't as smooth as I intended. Interlacing the fingers. Now we're here in a butterfly pose. So from here, tucking the chin into the chest. Drawing the crown towards the toes. Curling the back. And breathing here. Pressing the elbows into the inner thighs, folding even more, curling the spine even more by pulling on the bottom of the feet. Shoulders come back, loosening the jaw, loosening the tongue. Keeping the chin tucked into the chest, slowly rolling the body back up. From here, straightening out the legs in front of you and windshield wiping the knees from left to right. Oh, massaging the lower spine, massaging the hips, moving the shoulders. Now when you're ready, getting into a nice, comfortable, seated position, preferably an easy seat. Taking a few deep inhales through the nose, exhaling out the nose. Drawing the hands to heart center. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for creating a sanctuary and an altar on your mat. Thank you for tuning into the body, tuning into the breath, and doing the self-work. Thank you for allowing me to share my light, to shine my light, and thank you for shining and sharing your light. Namaste. Wow, what a beautiful practice. Thank you again so much for tuning in. More than just tuning into this video, but tuning into yourself and showing up. Make sure you comment below how you are feeling right now. How were you feeling before this practice? And what are some other flows you are wanting to see? Thank you again so much for allowing me to shine my light. And until next week, namaste.